in the form of mother. You see. Through devotion, through leading the emotion and leading that emotion to the highest of peak of ecstasy. See. And there is a way and method of doing that. It's easy to organize your thinking process. You can do that. You can analyze your thinking process. But there is no psychology and philosophy or sadhana up to this time. There is sadhana. And no psychology and philosophy that analyzes your emotional problems. That can deal with your emotional problems, but that cannot be analyzed. Because it's something constant. That fish of emotion that disturbs the lake of your mind is always there. A new wave comes all the time. Today you have this emotional problem, tomorrow you have that emotional problem. On the surface, therapists, psychoanalysts, psychologists, psychiatrists can deal with, but deep down, no one can deal with. Should they remain unsolved, unresolved? No. You should know how to deal with them. If you do not know how to live with yourself, how do you expect yourself to live with others? If you are not at peace with yourself, how can you have a peaceful home? If you do not love yourself but appreciate and admire yourself, how can you appreciate and admire others? Whole life you expect some will come down and love me. See the dreams all young girls have. Their prince of dreams will come down and one day take them, you see, and accept as a wife. Every girl dreams. Same thing happens with boys. A day will come, I will meet somebody, a lady, and who will establish my home and give me love. It never happens. That which you call love is called giving. When you learn to give, then what you receive after giving, that's called love. You never get unless you receive. You have no right to get, no right to receive. This sort of teachings are absent in our home lives. We do not teach our children how to give. Not to outsiders, in the family, with the family members. Charity begins from home. When you teach your children from the very beginning how to give, that foundation will lead you, will help you in later life. That's why I always say, if children are suffering, it's not they are not suffering, it's parents who suffer. Who are the responsible people for the sufferings of the children? You see. If the student of a teacher suffers, it's the teacher who's responsible. If they are really students, it's the teacher's responsibility. You see. So let us have that responsibility towards ourselves. And we cannot have unless we understand what is Vidya. Vidya means knowledge normally. But there is something that is called Avidya too. Absence of knowledge. In first step, anything we conceive through our senses, perceive, and then we try to conceptualize. That's not the knowledge. That's not considered to be right knowledge. Because Your mind is clouded and your mind has employed 10 senses which you are using in the external world. That clouded owner of the 10 senses, master, misleads you, and whole life you remain in a world of fantasy and never come in touch with the reality. So therefore that is not considered to be knowledge. Knowledge through senses is not perfect. It's partial knowledge. Suppose you tell somebody, I said, are you speaking truth to me? You said 50%. What do you mean by that? Means you are lying constantly. There is nothing like 50% truth and 50% lie. Therefore, you should learn to understand yourself. In Sri Vidya, there is one thing very wonderful, and that is, you don't have to visit the temple. You can. A student of Sri Vidya can go to synagogues, temple, church, Shiva temple, Krishna, any temple, doesn't matter. For him and her, everything is one and the same. It's not the worship of a woman, mother. It's not worship of man, father. It's the worship of Brahman. Not even worship of neuter gender. You see, the absolute truth, which is changeless, which is not subject to change, death and decay. That which is limitless, that infinite, for whom we do not have words, which is beyond explication, which cannot be explained, which is inexplicable. But the method here is, your deha, your body is a shrine. First point the teacher says. You can visit any place. External world inspires you. Anything in the external world. Even teacher will inspire you, scriptures will inspire you, lectures will inspire you, listening to the tapes will inspire you. But that is not enough. Suppose you are inspired, what do you do next? It means you should be able to use your potentials for the next step. So first awareness is this, you are Deho Devalaya Prokta Jivo Dev Sanatana. You are the shrine of the Lord. That awareness is developed. If you want to worship, don't go here and there. Don't condemn what others are doing. Don't look into this, into that. Perhaps what they are doing you don't understand, and they are doing well. At least they are doing something. So first awareness is the greatest of all, dwells within me. This awareness is developed. It's not easy. Once you have developed this, 50% of job is completed. So teacher says, no, the Lord is within you. Don't search for the Lord outside you. It is everywhere, it is within you. How can you be excluded? Again and again, teacher creates that awareness. That is, strengthens that awareness. That Lord of life and the universe, they are one and the same, and Lord dwells in you. And where you find the presence of Lord, that is called temple or shrine. That's called church. It's a house of God. So here, teacher says, it's a house of God. Don't do this. Don't ignore this house of God.